many of you know, we looked at a culture, particularly a student culture in America that was dying, figuratively and literally, a culture that is killing students. And about 11 years ago, we said, we're going to do something about that. We're going to try to intercept that. As a church, we've always tried to be innovative, and so I'm really well experienced in whenever you try to do something that doesn't exist, it's amazing how the critics come out of the woodwork. It's just a part of the deal. And for those of you who really question why we're doing Players Box, I would just tell you, if you see people dying and you have a net that can bring them into community, would you not use that net? Would you not create something, if you could, that would say, there's not something wrong with you that's not wrong with everybody else? And you're loved. And so we created this thing called Players Box. And it's our well, that's what we call it. You know, the woman at the well, Jesus didn't get Jesus-y with her. He didn't get religious. He just had a conversation. And pressure today and stress it's the well to have conversation and dialogue. And as many of you know, we think that's so big, and the church needs to be turned over to the next generation as soon as possible, that this building very soon will be a place where through the week students are coming in and out and families are coming in and out, because it is going to be through the week a Players Box. It'll be a place for students to find community and direction and tools and equipment, but most of all to find Jesus. And so last year we launched a Players Box project, and I want to give a quick update on that before I get into the teaching and preaching part. Last Tuesday we started our fall session, 6 weeks. And so excited. We have students representing Bellbrook, Centerville, Dayton Christian, Franklin, Fairmont, Lebanon, Miamisburg, Oakwood, Springboro, Waynesville, and Xenia as a part of this fall session. And if you were here last week, you saw a video of the work we're doing right now with Fairmont High School's volleyball program. And yesterday we began working with Springboro's volleyball program. And this week we're starting to work with Centerville's basketball program. And those kids, they just wrap themselves around your heart, because they're facing things I didn't face. Probably you would agree you did not face when you were a high schooler. And it's exciting because we're able to meet students and get to know students that we wouldn't meet if we were just in a church building all the time doing God's work. And it's really exciting. I've been asked, why do you think you maybe have had some heart problems? I said, 7 building programs. Do you need another answer beside that one? And last fall we launched number 7, and it is this project to renovate this facility for the usages of families and students. And it's the construction phase is now starting to progress. We have construction drawings completed for the additions that are going to be on the outside. And I want to show you some pictures here of walk through this. Jordan, do we have those? Well, you'll see these actually in the hallway adjacent to this room. You can take a deeper look. That's what the facility will look like when you're flying your drone above our property. And you're in that big gray spot right there, the main theater, and you'll see the volleyball court and the outdoor basketball court, which will be wired for multi-usage. That's probably where we'll do Big Splash when we complete that. Next slide. There's what it looks like. Straight from above to the left, you can see the playground area that'll be built and the community area that'll be built adjacent to the entrance, to that east entrance. Next slide. I think we have about 7 slides. There you can see it from ground view as you're coming in. That's coming in our entrance as you came in this morning. Next slide. There's the sand volleyball courts where cats will go to the bathroom, and we'll try to keep that clean. Dang cats. Dang cats. And that right there is going to be an amazing place. Any of you have ever been to Hinkle Fieldhouse at Butler University? It'll have that feel, but we'll be able, literally, if we want to, we'll be able to do services in there. February, can you imagine being in there? And, no, it actually will have heating component to it, and that's what it'll look like as you come in. Next picture. Is that it? Is that the last one? Okay, there's I don't know what those are. The kids will fall and play and all that stuff on those. Wanted to give you a feel because we have 3 audiences here today. Those of you who a year ago made significant commitments. Our goal was $4 million in commitments. We got to 3.5. And I hope this series, for those of you who've already made commitments, it just fired you up to say, I'm a part of this. We have already, a little before a third of the way through the campaign, received $1.5 million. And so we're ahead of schedule. Thank you, those of you. I get choked up about this because it's people's well-earned dollars that they're freely giving. I have some friends that are in this room right now that have nothing to gain from this. Nothing to gain. And they have given so much already. I mean, it's just amazing. I never dreamed I'd be a part of a place like this. And to you, I want to say thank you. Some of you, a year ago, you just weren't in a place where you could make a commitment. As I said, we have a ways to go with our commitments. We have 329. And we want to get 71 more. We want to get to 400 by the end of the year. And so if a year ago you could not make a commitment, then would you consider doing that now, saying we're going to commit for the rest of this campaign 2 years on out, and because God has blessed us in the last year, and we want to flood SouthBrook in its efforts to cast a wide net for students and families. We want to be a part of that. Some of you weren't at SouthBrook a year ago, and you didn't know anything about this. And you could be a part of those 71 families that will come forward and say, we're ready to be a part of this. We want to invest our treasure, our time, and our talent to making this a place that it's safe. In a performance-focused culture, it's safe for students to learn grace and to learn the tools that come with grace. And so we're very excited about this, as you know. And we would love for you to be a part of that. What will start first are the interior renovations in here and in the small theater. We've actually ordered some equipment, so you'll start seeing some changes in the small theater, because that's where the Players Box Arts student community will really do a lot of their work in performance stuff and in video stuff, media stuff. And then we'll start the work in here as well. And so you'll start seeing, there'll be some inconveniences at some point. And next spring, it's really, really, really dependent upon steel. Next spring is when we hope to break ground on what you just saw on the outside. If you can flood this place with your generosity, I would ask you to do that, because I don't know many better things to give your life to than the next generation. If you want to change the world, change the life of a child. And the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. When's the second next best time to plant a tree? Right now. And we're planting a tree for the generation that's emerging and saying, pressure will be your friend when we're done with you. When we're done with you, pressure will not be something you loathe. It'll be something you actually love. And we'd love for you to be part of that. So take your phone, look at this QR code. You could take your phone right now, and you could pledge towards this campaign by just scanning the QR code on the screens right there. And if you go to our Players Box website, you can make a pledge and start giving. You can go to PushPay and start giving. And we would just love for you to be a part of this journey with us. And see where God takes us.